To our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something slightly related to what we have previously done, but it's going to be slightly different. Today we're going to be looking into a specific network marketing company to see how they pay. And we're going to be doing a diagrammatic demonstration from which we're going to explain some principles. The principles of the pyramid structure, like there is no boss, there is no madam. And there was also the principle of what is needed for somebody to get involved in that system to be paid, because there are some people who think that to succeed in network marketing you need the whole world, but from here you're going to be seeing something surely that is different. Okay, so you hang out to see how we're going to explain all of that. I'll use a diagrammatic demonstration. Now let's take the case of QNet, as we usually say. Let me assume that this is Mr. A here. He came into an office that belongs to QNet. For example, he was presented the business, he understood everything, he asked his questions, he was answered. And after he came back and bought a product in relation to whatsoever he needs, and he was given a tracking center, and it is this tracking center that he has his contract. And he was also given a free training. A free training targets how he's going to succeed, what is needed. Okay, now let me assume that this is the left and this is the right hand side of Mr. A's tracking center in the computer system. Because remember, for QNet, for example, they say for you to be paid, you need to have done 3000 BV left and right. So let's see how it evolves for Mr. A. Mr. A received the training, and let me say he recommends the business to Mr. B. Mr. B now comes, he takes the business, maybe he buys an online course or whatsoever that he or she needs, and he's proposed a training that this one received. But let's assume that Mr. A is somebody who has a PhD in maybe in marketing, okay? And so he says he does not really need the training. So he either takes the training and does not apply, or he does not take at all. And by so doing, that will be difficult for him. So within a certain period of time, he's not able to have up to 2 working partners. He's able to have just one. That means he has, let's say, assume that he has sold, let me say, an online course to his junior sister, because he believes his junior sister is going to have maybe a scholarship, or is going to have a job out there thanks to the certificate that his junior sister is going to buy. Now, the fact that Mr. B is not trained, surely he's not going to be unable to train, he's not going to be able to train his junior sister. Because if you are not trained, seriously, you're not going to be able to train anybody, really means with the help of the team. And by so doing, instead, the right hand side of Mr. A's organization have been blocked, because these 2 people who are there, they're not trained. And so I'm going to separate this side from this other side. So let's see how the left hand side it evolves. So let's see how the right hand side, the left hand side of Mr. A's organization is going to go. Let's assume that this way he gives advice to Mr. C. Mr. C comes and buys, let me say, a health product, and so he's given his own tracking center, and he's also given that free training so that he'll be able to excel, to succeed in the business plan. This is also his left hand side, and this is the right hand side. That's what's happening in the computer system. Now, this way, Mr. C has given advice, or he has presented the business to somebody. Let me say this is his brother here, and this way is his best friend. Let me say so. So they have been positioned on the left and right hand side of his own tracking center, and they have been given exactly the same training as Mr. C was trained. Now let's see how it goes here. If this person here receives the training, he's going to apply. That's how he's going to have his 2 working partners, and that's how this one is also going to receive the training. It's going to evolve 2 by 2 because it's a binary system. It's a binary system. It's a binary system. Okay. Now, let's see what's going to happen here. This Mr. C's best friend, he has also received the training. So, within a certain period of time, he's really ready to have money, but unfortunately, he has not been able to have up to 2 working partners within that period of time, and so he has gotten only one. And this one person who has bought a product from the company. Thanks to him, this person is trained, is given his own tracking center, he evolves. That's how his organization grows. That's how his organization grows. And his best friend, during his training, was told that for the company, okay? So this person received the training, and that's how his own site has grown. And this one, for the moment, he has not recognized this one working partner. I asked that question, so what becomes of this site? Does it mean that this person will never receive commissions? But I was told that surely He's upline. This person here does not know only to put his life. Same thing like Mr. A, who is up, does not know only to put his life. So next time Mr. C has another person who is interested in a business plan or in a product, he has not chance than to position that person on somebody whose two positions are not yet occupied. And by so doing, you see that this person here has gotten a second working partner. That's how he or she is going to be trained with the help of the team. Like there is teamwork. And that's how you see how he's going to have his own two working partners. He's going to have his own working partners. The team is going to grow like that. Now, let's look at how the company is going to pay Mr. C, for example, using that principle of 3,000 PV left and right. As we said at the beginning, this is the right hand side of Mr. C, this is the left hand side. So let's see, the company is going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That means these are 6 products that were sold to 6 people with an economic value of 1,000 BV each. So instead, we've already done 3,000 BV left and right. So that's how the company is going to pay him, pay this person 175 euro. Okay. So the company is going to be counting that this Mr. C is going to be receiving his commission direct till these tracking centers, which signify sold products in the computer system, are going to finish. That's when the company will be waiting to see others and it's going to pay again Mr. C using the principle of 3,000 left and right. Now, let's look at here. This his best friend here never came to help him have money. He came also because he needed money. So he also has a left and he also has a right hand side. Okay, let's see. The company is also going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's how his best friend is also going to be paid. So his best friend is going to be receiving rounds like that, commissions also like that, till these tracking centers in his own small system are going to finish, and the company is going to be waiting to see other products that have been sold. I hope we understand. Further. Now let's look at this way. Mr. C presented the business to his brother here. His brother came, he got committed. He presented the business to 2 people, both of them signed up, okay? But this one, for the moment, maybe he took an online course or something of that nature. He took an online course, he applied for a scholarship, which means that for the moment he's not inside the country, and so he hasn't enough time to develop the business plan. So what becomes of this? And you were told that for Mr. B to be paid, he needs to have 2,000 BV left and right. And on his right hand side, you see that he has more than 3,000 BV, but here he has only 1. So I was asked the question, imagine if this is me here, what becomes of me? What am I going to do for this side of the organization to grow so that I'm going to be paid? Okay? I said, well, given that this person bought a product which is equal to the amount of money that he gave, it means that I can replace him. Simply. But I was told that when you are given this tracking center, that tracking center signifies a contract between you and the enterprise, not between you and the person who has referred you. Which means that even if you have a problem with this person, he has no right, he has no access to replace or to remove you from the business. It's not possible. I hope you understand. This person cannot be replaced. You have signed the contract with the company, not with this person. Not with this person. So I was told that the only thing I here can do is to do as this Mr. A here has done here. Okay? It means that I can take another person and position here and link with this one. I refer here with the help of this person's magical. Okay? And with the help of this person is going to be trained. That's how he's going to have his own 2 people who have got products from the company. Thanks to him, at this level instead I can already be paid. How come? The company is going to count 1, 2, 3. These are 3 people who bought products of 1,000 BV each. This way also 1, 2, 3. You see that I'm also going to be paid. Okay? Because I'm going to have 175 euro. You see that? This is the left and this is the right hand side. Now let me ask a small question. This is Mr. A who started the business. If I ask the question, using the principle of 3,000 BV left and right, is he going to be paid or not? They asked me that, I said, but how can somebody be having a large organization like that, so who have come to the company thanks to him and he's not paid? So I said he's going to be paid automatically. I was asked the question, this is the left and this is the right hand side. Is he having up to 3,000 BV here? I looked, I said 1, 2, no. Is he having up to 3,000? I said more than that. But here I was already that this person is not going to be paid. It means that he can only come and call this person to say, look at, you started the business, you refused the training, you said you already know the training when you know absolutely nothing. Okay? So if he comes back and receives the training, that's how this person is. He's going to train his junior sister with the help of the team. His junior sister is going to have his 2 working partners. He's also going to have his 2nd working partners that are going to evolve like that, like that. You see that at the way he's going to be paid. He himself, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, is going to receive his first commission. And that's how I too, the company is going to pay me 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's how I'm going to receive my commissions. Okay? Now, the advantage that I have here is what we call, some people call internet positioning, because all of these points, we consider them to be points in stock. They are not lost points. It means that each time this side is growing like this company is going to be counting like that, and it's going to be counting uncounted BVs this side, and that's how I'm going to receive commissions. So I have a higher advantage as compared to somebody who is down here. I hope you understand the principle. Now, from this diagrammatic demonstration, there are some lessons to learn. The first lesson to learn is that there's nothing here like first come, first serve, or there's nothing here like yes boss, yes madam. First come, first serve doesn't exist here in one sense. You see that Mr. A started the business first, but he was almost the last to be paid, depending on the equilibrium of his organization. Hope you understand. Because if it was a question of a pyramid structure, like automatically, this Mr. A would have been the first person to be paid. But since the company put the principle of equilibrium, okay, means that for that moment he was not going to be paid. And the principle of equality, that's 3,000 maybe left and right, is put in place to avoid some people putting others into the business thinking that they just want to earn over them. There's nothing like that. You put someone into the system, he has to evolve, and that's how the company is going to pay him and you. If they don't pay him, or if it does not grow, it means that you are not serious. And that's how you yourself are not going to be paid. Okay. Let's look at teamwork in what sense? Teamwork in the sense that, you see here, this person started the business, was trained by a team. With the help of the team, he was trained, and that's how he was accompanied to have his 2 working partners. This person here who was unable to have up to 2, he was helped by his upline and a team. That's how we mean by teamwork here. There's no question of individualism here. I hope you understand. Now, we're going to be getting to a short projection to see what one can gain in this enterprise if he or she is serious. So we are going to be making a short projection to see what one can gain in an enterprise like Pioneer if he or she is serious. The projection I'm going to give 5 stages, that is 5 steps. But for you, I don't know, depends on your dynamism. Can be 5 days, can be 5 hours, can be 5 weeks, can be 5 years or 5 months. It depends. So let's take here. Let's take here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So let's assume that this is Mr. C here. He came to the enterprise, was presented, and he was trained. And so this is the left and this is the right hand side of his tracking center in the computer system. Let's assume that in the first month, he's able to have 2 purchases. That's only 2 purchases. 2 people who have bought products from this company, thanks to him. That's how they're going to be doing their own tracking centers on the left and right hand side of Mr. C's tracking center. Now, at this level, even though Mr. C has not yet done 3,000 DV left and right, but is going to be given a small commission, we call it an activation commission. The company gives it just to encourage the entrepreneur in question. Now, in the 7th step, it is a binary system, as you are seeing here. 1 brings 2, 1 brings 2. So you see that 1 times 2 is going to have 2, assuming that these ones are going to be behaving exactly like Mr. C is behaving. That's our assumption. Now, at this level, you see that the company is going to count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 means that this Mr. C has done 3,000 DV left and right 1 time, which means 175 euro. Now, in the 3rd step, 2 is going to bring 4. It's a binary system. So 2 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 4. Okay? Now, if I take 3 here and take 3 here, I'm going to have remainder 1. Which here you see that Mr. C again has done 3,000 DV left and right 1 time again, which means 175 euro once more. Now, in the 4th step, 4 times 2 is going to have 8. 4 times 2 is going to mean 8. Now, remember here I left remainder 1. 1 plus 8, 9. 1 plus 8, 9. Now, if I take 9 divided by 3, it's 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, which means that Mr. C here again, with the help of his team, he has been able to sell products worth 3,000 BV left and right 3 times, which means 105 euro times 3, and that is equal to an approximate amount of 525 euro. That's what is going to be paid. In the fifth step, which is the last step according to our projection, because it's important to know that these steps you can go up to 90 years, depends on you. Okay? Now, 8 times 2 here is going to give us 16. 8 times 2 is going to bring us 16. Now, if I take 16 divided by 3, it's going to give us a non-calculation that is really insignificant, not important. So if I say 15 divided by 3, I'm going to have 5. 15 divided by 3 is going to give me 5. And so I'm going to be having remainder 1. Now, 15 divided by 3 means 5, and which means that this Mr. C has done 3,000 divided left and right 5 times, which means 175 euro times 5. And that's equal to an approximate amount of 875 euro. Okay, that is that. One thing to note is that, as we explained here, nobody has come to help any other one to have money. So at this level is that when Mr. C here is receiving his first commission, these first two are having their activation commission. When receiving the second one, these people are receiving their first also. Okay? And as I told you, this side here can evolve faster than this one. And by so doing, this first person here can have money first, even before Mr. C starts earning money. I hope the principle is well understood. Voila. Now, in QNet, most of the time, they say you need to buy a product of 1,000 BV to really have that contract to work with the enterprise. And which means that each zero, so you see that each zero here is equals to a purchase, that is a product bought, and a product bought that can qualify you as a working partner is equals to 1,000 BV. Now, 1,000 BV in terms of the most popular currency, the euro, is a range between 700 to 900 euro. It is left on you now. I don't know where you are to convert to your currency to see how much that can be. Now, before I get to the end, I would like to let you know that what I did here was a projection. Okay? Because when you go through the presentation, you tell that the contract has an approximate lifespan of 90 years. Means that this one was just a projection. I don't want to go too far. If it's there for you to take it up to 60 years or 90 years, it is your problem. It is your case. Voila. So that was that. That's what we want. Okay? So that's how QNet pays somebody. Okay? If we were taking the case of QNet, that is QNet, that is the case. That's the compensation plan of QNet. For other ones, they may not use the binary system. Okay? But that is how QNet can pay somebody. And before I hang up, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share, because that's going to help you make YouTube to always update you each time we put an important video like this one. See you next time.